Hello, everybody. Crypto Caesar. It's the 19th of September 2022. Okay, guys, really excited. I'm really excited because most of you will know I'm a 4-year cycle trader, or I'm in that school of thought, the 4-year cycles. And I'm really, really excited now because very, very soon, Bitcoin will move into the window of the 4-year cycle. That window for me opens in Q4 of this year. So literally we are 2 weeks away from the opening of that window, and that window will remain open probably through the period of Q4 2022. The reason why that window opens is because essentially, as everybody knows in my group, and probably if you've watched my previous videos, essentially Bitcoin works in a 4-year cycle, and that 4-year cycle to date has not broken. The 4-year cycle is pretty straightforward to understand. Essentially, Bitcoin trades in 4-year cycles from peak to peak and bottom to bottom. So you can see here the first peak out of the halving, the first all-time high out of the halving for Bitcoin was back in December 2018. And that peak, if you measure it from that peak to the next peak, you'll find that it's pretty much exactly 4 years or 208 weeks. Again, if you measure from that first cycle bottom down to the 5th of January 2015 bottom to the bottom of December 2018, again 205 bars, which is 205 weeks, which is just shy of 4 years. Again, you measure from peak of the December 2017 bull market through to the peak of this bull market, it was 205 bars, so just a few weeks short of 4 years. So if the 4-year cycle remains true to form, which it has thus far, the bottom of the last cycle was the 10th of December 2018, which, if it remains true to form, around about the 205 bar point, so 205 weeks, which is just shy of 4 years, we should be looking at a low of 14th of November. That means that Bitcoin could find its ultimate low around that point, and that would be an interesting point to accumulate. It's quite possible that Bitcoin has already found its low, because we could have an early cycle window, but I think it's more likely that we've got a little bit more downside, as I've always said in my videos. And here we are now into this range, and this is the range that I'm interested in. This is the Crypto Caesar Capital buy zone, and essentially this range is from 20K all the way down to 12K, and this is where I will be accumulating Bitcoin. I've already accumulated quite a lot in this range, but I will continue to accumulate in this range as it goes down. Do I think it's going to find the bottom of this range? I think that's unlikely. I think too many people are sitting on the bottom of this range waiting for it. I think the more likely scenario is it probably goes to about 13 or 14K. But what it will do when it finds its bottom, it's more likely to, there's not going to be a V-shaped recovery. The more likelihood is it will find its bottom and it will just go sideways, just like it did in 2019. It found its bottom, went sideways for some months, just like it did in 2015, where it found its bottom and it went sideways for a few months. So that's the chart, that is the likelihood of what will happen. So the big question is this, is this the range of which it's going to bottom in? It's quite possible we could have a little dip down lower, but then it could come back up into this 20K range, just continue to go sideways. But my point is this, is that we are now entering that 4-year cycle window. We're literally 2 weeks away from it. So I'm super excited. I continue to accumulate Bitcoin in this range, and I will continue to do so through Q4. Okay, what I'm going to do next is look at Ethereum, but quickly, just before we look at Ethereum, here is an advert from my sponsor. Thank you.
Welcome to Prime XBT, the most powerful trading platform, offering immediate access to more than 30 assets, trade cryptocurrencies, forex, stock indices, and much more.
Okay, Ethereum is going to likely follow Bitcoin. People saying that the bottom's in for Ethereum. I don't think the bottom's in at all for Ethereum. As I said in my last video in relation to Ethereum, we just haven't had that capitulative volume yet for Ethereum. You know, if you look back at the December 2018 capitulating volume, it was pretty high. Again, the COVID low capitulating volume, very high. Even the pullback in May 2021, the capitulating volume was super high. I mean, if that's what people are calling capitulating volume, then I'm sorry, I'm not willing to accept that. So I think there needs to be some more pain for Ethereum. If Bitcoin dips down into that sort of into this buy zone, which it is now, then I can see Ethereum following suit into this buy zone. And the buy zone for me is essentially from $900 all the way down to $400. And as I said in my previous video in relation to Ethereum, the sweet spot for me is about $600. So lots of aggressive bidding at $600 for me, really, really aggressive bidding. I'm really excited about Ethereum as well. And this again is presenting an opportunity, but I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait for Ethereum. I'm not interested in Ethereum right now, okay, but I'm just going to wait and see if it comes down into this zone. I think it's very likely it will come down into this zone, because if Bitcoin, you know, continues to make lower lows, then Ethereum is going to feel the pain as well. Okay, so for me, I'm not interested in Ethereum until it gets to about the $900 mark, and then I'm going to start accumulating. If it doesn't get that far, then I'm going to have to re-look at things. But for me at the moment, it's just about being patient. As I say, we're entering that 4-year cycle window for Bitcoin in 2 weeks. So anything could happen in the next weeks and months to come. But equally, really, really excited about Ethereum. And I just want to see this big capitulating volume. And for me, as I say, the bidding starts for me around about $900 and becomes more aggressive as we get to the $600 mark. As I said in my previous video for Ethereum, you know, the upside potential for Ethereum is huge. We ran, as you know, a Fibonacci, a trend-based Fibonacci extension. You measure it from the bottom of the move to the top of the move to the bottom. It gave us on the nose exactly pretty much what Ethereum achieved last cycle, so about the 5K mark. And for argument's sake, if we were to reach the $600 mark, we'd measure it from the bottom of the move here, which was about $80, to the top of the move, 5K, down to $600, and that gives you a target of about 17,626 spot 29. So $17,500. I could see it really reaching out, 5-wave hard move to the parabolic move to the upside, to that Fibonacci 3.618, and probably extending through it to 20K. But that's a really good opportunity. As I say, the opportunity is a 2,971% return. And in fact, it's a diminished return from the last cycle, because the last cycle gave a 5,778% return. So a really big opportunity. So for me now, certainly in my group, we are interested in accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum. Depending on what your risk tolerance is, you might want a little bit more Bitcoin to Ethereum, or if your risk tolerance is higher, then you might want a little bit more Ethereum to Bitcoin. But really, we're just concentrating on accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum at these lows, and we are super excited, and we'll be ready for that next cycle. Thank you very much for listening. If you're interested in joining the group, DM me on Twitter or check out the website. Okay, take care. Thank you very much.